for me, it's funny to talk about synchronicity because, this term gets thrown around a lot, the laws of attraction. Like, what are the laws of attraction? And people are reading about it. People are excited about The Secret. They're excited about, all of these things. They're starting to realize that they have some sort of a power to affect the world outside of themselves. What my practice and what I also coach people to do through meditation is that the laws of attraction is really a science, and you can hold your body specifically in a certain way to create and to start shaping the world around you and to start shifting the weft that you're interacting with so that the people, the situations, the places that you come into contact with are directly in synchronicity, and it's not haphazard. It is very clear and direct if you have the right tools and are able to shift the weft in that way. And something that kind of just happened recently was I'm half Belgian. I'm Belgian and American, and I was going to root for the Belgian soccer team in the World Cup because Belgium was playing the U.S. And so, of course, I go to an American bar. Everyone's wearing American soccer jerseys, and I'm the solo guy there who's got like a Belgian soccer jersey on. So I'm like rooting for the Belgian team, And so I go to the bar, and as a sort of backstory that'll come relevant in a minute, I recently set the intention. This is in my neighborhood. I just moved into a new neighborhood in Brooklyn, like Prospect Park South area. And I set the intention, I'm going to start a meditation group in the neighborhood and just start, gathering people together, start meditating, very informal. But I knew I didn't have the time or anything to organize that or really put that together. So I was like, okay, I'm going to let that go for right now. So I go to this bar, and I'm wearing a Belgian soccer jersey, and I sit down, and there's literally only 2 spots to sit next for people to sit next to me. There's a spot on this side and there's a spot on this side, and these are the only 2 people that I can speak to in this bar situation. So I sit down, and then someone sits right here, and I start talking to him, and he's like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm rooting for Belgium, and he's like, oh yeah, my wife's from Belgium, and what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm a meditation coach, and I think about starting a meditation group in the neighborhood. And he's like, wow, that's really cool. I would totally be into that. Like let me know when that happens. And I was like, yeah, there's a workshop coming up. Okay, great. Let me know all the information. So his wife comes in, and they have a little kid, really cute little kid. Zachary is the name of the kid, and she's speaking to Zachary in French because she's Belgian, and they're teaching him both languages. And so I'm having half conversation in French and English, with this couple, and talking about meditation. They're like, yes, this is absolutely what we need in our life. This is perfect. And this is just the 2 people who sat next to me. I'm not talking to anyone else. It's not a big group conversation or anything. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting with these 2 people. A little bit later, so they're coming to the meditation course whenever it's happening, whenever I decide to set up. A little bit later, this woman comes, sits to my left side, the only other spot that I was in speaking range to. So this woman sits here, and we start chatting, and she said this is the first time she's been in a bar in 2 years. She's been really sick, stuff has been going on, and so I'm chatting with her, and I'm telling her about a few projects that I'm doing, and everything that she's saying, she's like, yes, I want to sign up for that. Boom, meditation, yes, let's definitely do it. And then start digging a little deeper, and she's like, I had Lyme disease, this was a very serious illness, I've been seeking healers everywhere, and da-da-da-da. So I recognized that there was a real reason why we sat next to each other. So I'm like, okay, I read people's centers. People call them chakras, but people's energetic centers. So I was like, okay, there's something happening in this center right here, or something happening in the third eye region. So I was like, do you mind if we just do a little meditation, do a little work together? And so we go to this park. And this is Belgian soccer game is now over. Belgium won. Everyone's excited. Cool. We go to this park, and I start leading her through this meditation. I tell her 5 different things about what's happening in this area, and clear all of that stuff out. And then she said, everything that you said in that meditation was spot on. I saw a shamanic healer the other week. I saw this Navajo Indian the other week, and he was telling me exactly word for word everything that you said, and now you're telling me that and helping me clear it out. Perfect. And so it's like, okay, you know, I don't have any expectations from this relationship. I'm just like, saw a connection, I want to help this person out. So she's like, this meditation class, tell me about it. So I started telling her a little bit about it. She's like, okay, I want to help this happen. Like, you know, let me help you find a space. Like, let me do all of this. And this is stuff I didn't want to do. I'm like very busy right now. Like, I was delegating this to like a later date, and then she's like, let me help coordinate. We can get some people together. I can find the space. I can do this. So now I went into a bar to root for a soccer team. The two people on my right are going to come to my meditation course whenever it happens. The person who sits down to me next to me on my left is going to promote the event and set up the event and is going to be a huge follower. And I spoke to like 3 people at that bar. So I mean, but the thing is, it's like when you know, I say this not to say that like synchronicity is like this cool magical thing. It's like there are specific tools that you can develop where if you put yourself in that body position and you put yourself in that alignment, this shit happens all the time. Like, this shit happens every day. Like, this is a small situation that happened. And just the fact that, like, you know, if people realize, like, the power that they have, and people realized, you know, their ability to change the world outside of them and to shift their sphere of influence and to affect the weft, I think we'd have a much different world.